Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My bad. I thought, okay. Operator error. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. NBC 6 South Florida is reporting that there was a verdict last night, and the verdict was guilty. It was guilty. Um, it was guilty. Y'all, I spent a lot of time down the rabbit hole trying to find, which I did finally find, all of the Instagram and TikTok accounts. Even though this was 2022, people were definitely, they were definitely active. Um, and Interesting. Okay. So yes, let's just get into the reporting real quick. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Sakiyna Thompson has been found guilty by a jury. Okay. NBC 6 is reporting. Let me share my screen with you guys. Let's get into it. Um, let's see. The first one you're going to see is the recap of closing statements. From what I understand, closing statements or closing arguments lasted roughly 5 hours of closing statements. 5 hours. We know that Sakiyna was on the stand for 2 days. Friday, she was interviewed. She gave testimony for over 2 hours. And then Monday, she was grilled by the prosecution, where she admitted that she killed Kayla Hodgson. She killed her. And, she says that she was fighting for her life. She said that Kayla came for her and it was a full on fight in the apartment and she had to save her life. But the prosecutor, from what I understand, laid out, and then it was funny because I went back through some of the discovery on the case file of what I could see, of course. And they had everything from the airport, Uber receipts, everything. And just the changes of clothes, all of the things from when she got to Florida to when she got to the apartment, how she left the apartment, all of the things, the way that she normally dresses, as you can see on the screen. It was summer, all of those things. She gets to Florida, she's in a t-shirt and sweatpants, and she goes to Kayla's house and she is in a work jacket, ball cap, dark clothes, not how she would normally dress, almost as if she's disguised. So you'll hear what they have to say. Let's get into it. Where are we? Just a second.
Woman accused of flying down a Fort Lauderdale woman. Closing arguments just wrapped up in the murder trial against a woman accused of flying down to Fort Lauderdale to kill her boyfriend's lover.
NBC6's Marissa Bagg is joining us live from the courthouse with the last words attorneys had to say to jurors. Marissa.
Now, Jackie and Jawan, the jury is officially deliberating. They started about 30 minutes ago. That was after 5 hours worth of closing arguments, the defense, the prosecution trying to give their last word, hoping to sway the jury in this case.
Sakiyna Thompson almost got away with murder.
4 hours of closing arguments centered on whether Sakiyna Thompson planned to kill Kayla Hodgson or whether Thompson acted in self-defense. In July of 2022, prosecutors argue Thompson surprised Hodgson at her Tamarac apartment at 5 o'clock in the morning, confronted her about the two women dating the same man, and then stabbed her to death.
What's even scarier is being attacked, being brutally murdered in your own home, and that person getting away with it.
Defense attorneys insist Thompson didn't start the fight. They say Hodgson struck Thompson first and cut her stomach with a piece of glass. When Thompson took the stand Monday, she admitted to killing Hodgson, but she says it was because her life was in danger and she was pregnant.
She thought, oh God, she's coming for me and my baby. That's when she grabs the glass and then she blacks out. She knows she slashed. She's not saying she didn't cause that. She can't tell you the order that it happened in. But again, when we have one fatal wound, what that tells us is this was a fight. This was a mutual fight.
After the killing, Thompson admitted to changing into the victim's clothes, cleaning up some of the crime scene, and being too scared to call police. She also threw evidence in the trash. Both sides traded arguments about how Thompson showed up that night.
She was wearing a black jacket, black pants. She had a face mask, and what wasn't covered by the face mask was covered by the baseball cap that she was wearing.
So she just goes there with her bare hands and a Shake Shack bag to premeditate a murder?
She looked like she was delivering Uber Eats or DoorDash or something. That was a disguise.
A stranger's home? A stranger who has no love for her?
Now, the evidence showed that Hodgson was stabbed dozens of times. The jury is expected to deliberate until 6 o'clock tonight. If they don't come up with a verdict in the next 30 minutes, they'll be back here tomorrow morning starting at 10 a.m. Thompson faces life in prison if she's found guilty of first-degree murder. We're live here at the Broward County Courthouse. Marissa Bagg, NBC6 News.
All right, we gotta let the next one load. It might show a commercial. But yeah, so it sounds like they deliberated pretty quick to me, because based on when they updated this report, hold on a second.
That a woman flew down to Fort Lauderdale to kill her.
Okay, based on when this came back, I don't think that they were out very long. I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb. Based on when I saw this update last night, they may have been deliberating for maybe an hour or two. Okay, let's get into the update about the verdict.
More than 3 years after, investigators say that a woman flew down to Fort Lauderdale to kill her ex-boyfriend's lover. A jury found her guilty of murder. NBC6's Nico Clemens is live in Fort Lauderdale tonight with more. Nico, we're hearing from the victim's family.
Yeah, Juwan, and one family member described the last 3 years as torture. But today was the day they all hoped for.
State of Florida versus Sakiyna Thompson.
A burden lifted.
We, the jury, find as follows as the defendant in this case. The defendant is guilty of murder in the first degree.
Guilty is what this family has waited to hear for more than 3 years.
We finally have some justice for Kayla.
A jury found Sakiyna Thompson guilty of killing 23-year-old Kayla Hodgson in 2022. Prosecutors argued Thompson surprised Hodgson at her Tamarac apartment, confronted her about the two of them dating the same man, and then stabbed her to death. Hodgson's family cried tears of joy in the courtroom Tuesday. They hugged each other tight because a guilty verdict is what they prayed for.
We're so thankful in this moment that the jury was able to see the story for what it is, that Kayla did not deserve to die the way that she did.
Defense attorneys insist Thompson didn't start the fight. They say Hodgson hit Thompson first and cut her stomach with a piece of glass. When Thompson took the stand earlier in the week, she admitted she killed Hodgson because her life was in danger and she was pregnant.
She thought, oh God, she's coming for me and my baby. That's when she grabs the glass and then she blacks out.
After the murder, Thompson admitted she changed into the victim's clothes, cleaned up some of the scene, and that she was too scared to call police. She also threw evidence in the trash. A life taken too soon. Years later, the family says they got justice.
And the moment I heard guilty,
look how beautiful her mother is.
Needed for closure in this moment to move forward, to start our healing process. It's been a long 3.5 years.
So next, of course, is sentencing. Thompson could spend the rest of her life in prison. We will see. In Fort Lauderdale, Nico Clemens, NBC6 News.
Let me just say this. the fact that hold on a second. Okay. The fact that I just think the way she testified, all of that, she doesn't stand a chance of not getting life. Also based on the statute, for what she's charged with is first degree premeditated murder. That's like a standard life without parole. That's a life sentence. And if the judge feels that if they feel that it was proven that she premeditated, which that's what they gave her, first degree premeditated, that it was plotting and planning and deliberate, and you came and sat on this stand and lied and all of these things, cold, calculated, no remorse, all of those things, they're going to take all of those things into account, and baby, it's going to be through. Now, you guys asked me some questions yesterday. Girl, I went to the breast milk motion. Hold on a second. I went to the breast milk motion, and when she had the baby, she wanted this person right here was listed on the motion. And when I was doing a little bit of research, I found the Instagram accounts. Terry is the boyfriend's name. So this right here is Papa. Okay. And this is basically the motion that the judge allowed her to be able to pump, and for Mr. Terry Thermogen to be able to pick up Miss Sakiyna's breast milk at the Paul Rain detention facility when she gave birth. Mr. Thermogen currently has custody of the child. Those were some questions you guys were asking. Who had custody? At that time, Mr. Thermogen did. I don't know who has custody of the child now, if it's his family, her family. But she basically had to have that baby and give the baby, I don't want to say give the baby up, but she, it is what it is. I don't think that they had any mercy, because I don't think that it was obvious that that whomever was responsible at the time, which based on yesterday, she's been adjudicated to be the one, had no mercy on Miss Kayla. So Miss Kayla was killed in her own home brutally. So I don't know that anyone's going to extend her any mercy at this point. I think she knows she knows. She's got to know what and I mean, she's been in Florida now long enough, sitting in the detention center to, I'm sure, see and hear plenty of women come through there, um, getting, who may have similar crimes, similar stories, and get those life sentences. It's, Florida, life is life. They act like it's normal to get on a plane and show up at someone's house at 4 in the morning. Do you imagine? I mean, I don't know if she was pretending to deliver some damn food, which if you ordered food or not, right? You would know this. Somehow she got tricked into opening up that door. So look at this. We're over here on the let's go to the Instagram feed real quick. Ma'am is done. I mean, and she really, so this is one of the pictures that they showed. I don't know if this was like what the significance of this picture is. But if you see right here, they were all up in her social media. They were, if you listen to the updates that we've shown over the past couple of days, And since last week, um, allegedly, which it's been alleged, and I'm sure they have receipts, and I guess on the discovery sheet too, you can see that they did pull downloads from Meta. So this is information that they have. She reached out to Kayla on social media, and Kayla blocked her. Ma'am was feeling away. So this is also what I heard. So the weekend that Kayla passed away, and some of the information just wasn't available, and I think maybe some of the information now will be available since the case has been adjudicated. um like the complete police report. I have the arrest report, but like the arrest affidavit, there's just some stuff that's not on the docket to really be able to get the detail. But apparently so this is the story, the narrative that I'm hearing is that basically that Terry, the boyfriend, was going down to South Florida. He was spending some time with Kayla. The last trip that Terry and Sakiyna went on, she put a tracker on his truck. And the truck that he was driving, or the truck that he has, she put a tracker, like an air tag. And that's how she found out Kayla's address, because when they downloaded her phone, that's how they got the information to connect her with Kayla. So they got all of the flight information. Basically, everything was in Sakina's phone. Now, the white Range Rover that the guy Terry Thurmagen allegedly was driving was still at the apartment complex. I think we watched an update yesterday where they were talking about processing a white Range Rover. I guess neighbors said that she had company. There was someone there visiting her and was in that white Range Rover. So you see how your neighbors notice stuff. And the white Range Rover stayed there, it never left. They ended up towing they processed it, and the police took it. Why Terry wasn't charged with anything, I don't know if they're getting ready to do like he's not in jail and he hasn't been necessarily accused of anything. I don't know. It's kind of a mystery. Did Terry know that Sakiyna went to kill Kayla, or did he know after the fact, not report it? Did he co-sign it? Like, what was actually really going on? Because the word is that they left Florida together. Why he left his car at Kayla's apartment. It seems as though maybe he had residence in Florida as well as New York, but they said that Terry got on the plane with Sakiyna. So I'm not saying it was a setup or anything like that by Terry. Allegedly, it seems as though she masterminded this on her own, but to me, it almost sounds like he had to have known something, but I don't know for sure. Why was his car there? Because there were Uber receipts that she Ubered over to Kayla's apartment, and I believe that she Ubered away. So I'm not really sure. Hopefully, some transcripts will become available. They're a little bit slow to update the docket over there in Broward. Maybe it'll be updated. Hopefully they'll post them, and it's not going to be like an arm and a leg to get some transcripts to actually see what was said on the stand on Friday and Monday as far as her testimony is concerned. But I don't know. Hey, Miss Fine, good morning. Good morning to everybody. Tap in as you come in. Sakiyna Thompson was adjudicated guilty. I'll run the video back again from NBC, but this is a picture that they used in the presentation, and with all of her pictures on her Instagram feed, they picked this one. I'm not sure why. the prosecutors are picking stuff for a reason. So I don't know. Then also she's pointing something out. I was trying to find this picture too. And then look at her in the elevator. If this is the elevator or trying to come into the door, or this can't be a Ring camera because it looks overhead. But do you see, these are 3 images that they handpicked to use for this presentation. There's got to be a reason why. You know what I mean? So I need to find this picture right here, but they used this one, and there was this picture. This is that outfit right there. But something obviously was on her phone. But she's got stuff on there like, if I'm so toxic, why are you trying to be with me? I don't know if that's the guy Terry or not. He looks like he's got some dreads in his hair. Maybe that was him. Allegedly, they were in Florida together. What happened? Another year around the sun. That's June 14th. They were clearly spending a lot of time in Florida, but she lived in New York. That's pretty bad. Okay. Again, another thing that they were saying is obviously Sakiyna was known to, want to fight, known hothead, all of that kind of stuff. So she basically did this to herself. Look at what people, oh, my bad. Hold on. Look what people are documenting. People are commenting under her page now. People have found her. Look at this, murderer. Okay. So this outfit right here is the shorts and this top, but you see how the prosecutor is pointing out something on her phone. So I'm sure it's on here. They basically scoured her social media because basically the allegations is that she was throwing subs at Kayla. Like she was definitely, I wouldn't say they were beefing per se, but Sakiyna was airing her grievances on Instagram. She put everything out on Instagram, and she didn't mind letting people know how she felt about what was going on with her relationship and everything else. I'll pull up Kayla's in a minute. I don't know what this was. If I'm so toxic, why are you trying to spin the block again? I'm not sure what that's about. This person keeps commenting. This was like a year ago, but they're still commenting on her page. I know what I bring to the table. She said, I know what I bring to the table, so trust when I say I'm not afraid to eat alone. And then someone commented, you should have just ate alone, bro. Basically, you should have left that man alone because, girl, look how it turned out for you. A mess. Getting ready, all your lashes and nails, baby. That whole life is over.
This time, thinking they were Bill Gates.
I don't know. The guy has a look like that. I will see if I can find his picture. Hold on a second. Let me see if he's in her stories. He's got to be in her stories. Look at her posting someone's mugshot. The girl who burned her ex-boyfriend's car blames her horoscope. Girl, I'm going to kill the sound unless I see. There was something where she. Let me see if I can find it. She seemed to just be angry. And as far as I know, I'm going to be honest. I don't know that she knew she was pregnant. She was 2 months pregnant and it's her first kid. Everybody doesn't know that they're pregnant right away. And she was 2 months by the time she got down to Florida after she was arrested. And you can see on her extradition paperwork that they sent her with prenatals. That was the one medication they said she was taking, was prenatal vitamins. um I think that she's using that as an excuse. She was trying to use that as part of her defense. I don't know that she knew she was pregnant at that time. Girl. So allegedly she also did nails, she baked cakes, all kinds of stuff. I don't know what Sir Mr. Terry was doing. Let me see if I can find, because she had some stories up here of them laying in the bed. You know, she wanted everyone to see that's my man, bitch. You know what I mean? It was giving, that's my man. Well, she's wishing, please stop cheating on me. She's probably trying to figure out how she got herself in this situation, where you got somebody gaslighting and driving you crazy. But girl, you opted in. All right, let me. Let's see. All right, let me see if I can find the stories with her and her boyfriend. Well, her and their boyfriend, basically. I don't know if that guy considered Kayla to be a girlfriend, but she was someone he was dealing with, put it that way. You know what I mean? But there were some stories of them laid up in the bed, so they still have to be here because ma'am has been in jail. So she didn't get a chance to scrub her social media. She put her picture on his underwear. Okay. Let's see if we can find him. So when this happened, she was 28, I think. Now she's what, 31, maybe getting ready to be 32.
Huh?
Oh, she left
Who
the
the fuck is gonna
restaurant.
check me, bitch?
Okay, leaving the restaurant with a drink. That's very classy. If it was on some who's gonna check me, bitch, then you would have just walked out with the drink in your hand, not in a brown paper bag, but okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so she's wants everyone to see her shopping. Is that sir? I mean, she might have been like, okay, he's a problem, but he's my problem and you can't have him. I don't know. Yes, he's all kinds of problems, but he's mine type of thing. Oh wait, what did that? Let's see. That's him right there. That's him. But of course we can't see him because he's got I'm hiding mask on. That's him right there. Terry. Terry. Wait, what did that say? Just because I know I can be a handful, but so are you. What? It said, just because I can be a handful, but so are you. Baby, he got your ass up in jail, boo boo. Girl, you are getting ready to do LWAP because you were strung out. You were sick on his dick. I'm sorry. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. She should have left that man alone, but you know, oh well. There he is. Okay, so he liked to buy flowers and all of those things, but he wasn't loyal. And now you're going to the penitentiary.
Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, there's not enough flower. Look, I mean, you can have a beautiful bouquet and girl is still depressing as hell because he's not loyal. Nobody wants to be in a relationship where you got to share. Girl, nobody wants to be on a share plan. Okay, maybe this is all nails. This might be all nails. I didn't have the energy to go through all this last night, you guys. Yeah. So she's a nail tech. This might be all nails. Let's pivot to this one. Maybe she did lashes too. Where's you and Boo? Okay. She made cakes. Oh, that was her when she came from Jamaica.
So, oh my God, because I never see this.
Oh my gosh. Why do I still look the same? I still have the same like face.
Yeah, you do.
Open up the board if you can, so start it so it can, you understand?
Yeah.
So go on, do what
And one letter can be on that.
So whatever you were going to spell,
You have a proper hand.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Hey,
no
hey,
diagonal.
No.
Careful,
So,
G-man. And watch out for Nicola as well, so you can see sideways.
huh? Jesus, please. God.
Turn up as
Chicken?
I don't know. We can't really blame her behavior on this man. I think he probably just triggered something that existed in her anyway. She might just be about that life, and dealing with this guy just activated something she would have been doing anyway. Who knows? Okay, let's pivot to Kayla's Instagram. So this is the young lady who passed away, Kayla. This is the picture we've seen a lot online. This is the picture that they show. I don't know. I saw something that said she was a flight attendant. I've seen someone say, well, flight attendant and bottle girl, but flight attendant, waitress, bottle girl, all of the things. Party hostess. I don't know. I think I mean what I've been noticing is that people are noticing this story, and I think it's resonating with some people because they might be dealing in some situations. They may have dealt in some situations, but at the end of the day, it's not worth it. So so she reached out to her. So Sakiyna reached out to Kayla. Kayla blocked her. So her Instagram might have made her mad. She reached out to her. She didn't respond. She blocked her, and it pissed Sakiyna off, according to the prosecutor. And basically, I think she kind of copped to it. When we were watching the update, they showed the footage of her being questioned when she was on the stand for the prosecution, and basically with the prosecution taking their turn to cross. And she basically said that when Kayla blocked her, she was upset about that. That's the other picture they show of her. This one. I don't know if that guy was even considered a boyfriend. He might have just been someone she was dealing with, and then had to find, unfortunately found out the hard way that he had a girlfriend, which is, sometimes I mean, obviously she found out way too late what was going on here. But yeah, this is her Instagram. She's 23. She was out having a good time, enjoying her life, and, doing what some 23-year-olds are doing. And unfortunately, it put her in the path of this woman's boyfriend, soon to be baby daddy, Mr. Terry. And that didn't work out very well. Okay, for any of you guys just coming in, I'll replay this, but I'm gonna let y'all go. let me make sure I got this queued up right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody coming in. Good morning. Make sure to tap in as you come in and share the story. If you are, I think everybody has a community wall now. Share the post out. I definitely appreciate it. Or share the link on your Facebook or Instagram story. I really appreciate it because sharing really, that's on top of hitting the thumbs up, sharing is a huge way to support this channel. And good morning to all of our friends on Facebook. Good morning, Jasmine. Good morning, Beverly. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
More than 3 years after investigators say that a woman flew down to Fort Lauderdale to kill her ex-boyfriend's lover, a jury found her guilty of murder. NBC6's Nico Clemens is live in Fort Lauderdale tonight with more. Nico, we're hearing from the victim's family.
Yeah, Juwan, and one family member described the last 3 years as torture. But today was the day they all hoped for.
State of Florida versus Sakiyna Thompson.
A burden lifted.
We, the jury, find as follows as the defendant in this case. The defendant is guilty of murder in the first degree.
Guilty is what this family has waited to hear for more than 3 years.
We finally have some justice for Kayla.
A jury found Sakiyna Thompson guilty of killing 23-year-old Kayla Hodgson in 2022. Prosecutors argued Thompson surprised Hodgson at her Tamarac apartment, confronted her about the two of them dating the same man, and then stabbed her to death. Hodgson's family cried tears of joy in the courtroom Tuesday. They hugged each other tight because a guilty verdict is what they prayed for.
We're so thankful in this moment that the jury was able to see the story for what it is, that Kayla did not deserve to die the way that she did.
Defense attorneys insist Thompson didn't start the fight. They say Hodgson hit Thompson first and cut her stomach with a piece of glass. When Thompson took the stand earlier in the week, she admitted she killed Hodgson because her life was in danger and she was pregnant.
She thought, oh God, she's coming for me and my baby. That's when she grabs the glass and then she blacks out.
After the murder, Thompson admitted she changed into the victim's clothes, cleaned up some of the scene, and that she was too scared to call police. She also threw evidence in the trash. A life taken too soon. Years later, the family says they got justice.
And the moment I heard guilty, it was what we all needed for closure in this moment to move forward, to start our healing process. It's been a long 3.5 years.
So next, of course, is sentencing. Thompson could spend the rest of her life in prison. We will see. In Fort Lauderdale, Nico Clemens, NBC6 News. All right.
I don't even think it's going to be a could spend the rest of her life. I think it's a will spend the rest of her life. Me personally, I don't see these judges not handing out life without parole. It just seems to be what they do. So if you get convicted of a murder, baby, you're going life without parole. You're going life. And in Florida, there's no parole. So it's pretty much a wrap. So she should have thought about that when she did it. I don't know. I mean, she had plenty of time to think about what she was doing. She had plenty of time. When she decided to go over to that lady's house, when she decided to go over there and have a woman-to-woman conversation at the crack of dawn, when the argument got to a point that maybe it was time to say, you know what, let's talk another time, or we gonna get boo over here, you know, and we'll talk about it together. You know what I mean? Like, let's whatever, you know, there were so many different options than to fight someone in their own home, which she wouldn't have, you know, she wouldn't have stood for that. She came over to kick her ass. That outfit alone, to me, had I been on that jury, the fact that they showed you with certain clothes coming into town, And then they show your Instagram feed and you don't dress nothing like that. You don't dress anything like that. And you got your hair all balled up. You had your ponytail swanging coming off the airport, out of the airplane. And then you go over to her house in the morning with like a service person suit, a big ass black jacket, a ball cap, all of those things. It was giving you were coming for a fight. Sentencing might be today. She was found guilty last night. I don't know if they're doing a pre-sentencing, the PSR report, or she's just getting it on that day. They may have requested, we've seen sometimes they ask for a minute, but ma'am has been in jail for 3 years. What more time do you need to transition or get your mind right? I don't know. I have no idea if they're going to, like, how they're going to handle that. I guess we'll know today. Hopefully they will update the docket in the next little bit, because last night the docket was not updated. So the guilty verdict should be on the docket. When they update the docket, I'll let y'all know. I'll come back and let y'all know, or hopefully, if it's whenever it updates, I'll let y'all know. Girl, she had a whole entire Uber ride. She had time before she knocked on that door. You know what I mean? There were so many opportunities when you're in the house and thinking, I want to fuck this bitch up, but let me go. Or this is going left, let me leave, kind of thing. Anything. I don't know. We didn't get to see. I mean, if there was a missed op, but right now they're showing Daisy Link. I don't know who, girl. There's so many trials right now that they have on that they could have left to the fall by the wayside. I don't know. This story, I feel like this story is going to be, it felt like it was going viral last night because I saw a real increase in the posts last night. Some people thinking that the trial just started, and I was thinking to myself, y'all, the verdict just came through. I saw a couple of people posting that the trial just started. I'm like, girl, the trial just ended. But you know what I mean? I think it's going viral a little bit right now. I feel like it was definitely a missed opportunity for a case that is really resonating with people. It's very unfortunate. I'm sure, I don't know if the NBC affiliate recorded the whole entire thing, but if they're not showing the footage, I mean, I don't know where if they're going to broadcast it, or put it on their website. It's unfortunate because I think this was a good case, but we know enough to know that this is some situation that most people never want to find themselves in. And that she's out here looking real slow and real stupid for somebody, and look like she was enjoying her life, enjoying her life, and put it all by the wayside because you couldn't control someone else's behavior. And that's just stupid. Yeah. I mean, the man was not loyal at the end of the day. And and it's not to say she wasn't mad at him, because we don't know what she did with him. She said there were posts. I must try and find it because there were some things I saw in a video that someone did like 2 years ago. See if I can find it in her social media. I just, it could be like in her TikTok. I don't know. When I find it, when we come back, and then when they have the sentencing and all that other stuff, we'll talk about this some more as I get some more information and some more documents are posted. And if we can get a hold of the testimony and the actual complete witness list of who actually testified. I don't know if that man testified or not. He probably doesn't want to. And I'll tell you a couple reasons why. And he might have testified. I mean, that's a good question. He was the reason why all of this happened, right? So he should have testified. He might have testified with some immunity. I mean, at the end of the day, if he knew about it or he knew about it after it happened, he may have some information about it. So it's quite possible. I mean, that's a good call out. I would imagine he probably wouldn't want to testify, but he might have had to testify because if he wasn't cooperative, you don't want the state of Florida digging all the way down deep and trying to figure out what is the best strategy to get you charged with something, because all you got to do is look at that Adelson case and have somebody like Georgia Kappelman over there, figuring out an angle on how what they can do with this evidence, this circumstantial evidence to show that you were a party to the crime, and your ass will be going down to the penitentiary too. So it probably was to his benefit to testify, because that would have given him at least some limited immunity, or depending on what kind of immunity they decided to extend, because only the prosecution can give you some form of immunity. So it's quite possible he did testify. I mean, it would make sense. He's the baby father. He's the reason that these two women were fighting. So it would make sense. So yeah. But all that being said, I don't know for sure. But I would imagine, yeah. I'll take a look. Let me see if I can find. We can go through the docket later if you guys want to. If this is something you guys want to take a look at, we can, go through some of the docket and see what we can find. I was looking through this discovery list. Hold on a second. Let me show you guys this. This was interesting. Let me show you all this if I can find it. Hold on. Let's see. Um, hmm. There was like a list where, I mean, they had TSA video, Uber receipt, meta download, all the things that they collected. Did I close that? Maybe it's just a second. Let me. Um, yeah, that was probably it. Let me look on the docket real quick. Okay, let's see what's going on here. I'm gonna call. I wonder what time they come in. Judge Siegel. Hold on just a second. Let's see. No, that's not the one.
Judge's office, this is Debbie. How can I help you?
Yes, hi Debbie. I need to get some information about a case that was just adjudicated. It was the case.
Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It was the case yesterday that just came in with a verdict, Sakiyna Thompson.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Yeah.
Okay.
I am not at the office.
Oh, you're not at
So I can take down your name and number.
Okay.
And when I get in, I will call you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Certainly.
Okay, the case number is 22-00837-0CF. It was with Judge Siegel, Judge Andrew Siegel.
Right. Yeah.
And I think the jury came back. Well, NBC6 is reporting that there was a guilty verdict. And what I wanted to know is, will there be sentencing today? And
no, they usually will order a pre-sentence investigation.
Okay.
And the sentencing will be put off for some time, for like a month.
Okay. When do transcripts?
Are you the alternate?
No, I'm not the alternate. I'm with the media.
Okay. What's your name?
Francoise.
And your phone number?
It's just 1 second. Let me just a moment. I'll go.
550. So I can call you back with the sentencing date. And what else were you asking?
When will transcripts, do you think transcripts will be uploaded to the docket, or are transcripts going to have to be ordered?
They will have to be ordered.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your help.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
My
Take
pleasure. I'll
care.
call you back in probably about an hour.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm like, you can't ask me. I'm on live, ma'am. You can't ask me my government on live, girl. My God. Okay. So, they are ordering a pre-sentencing report. So I'm sorry. I'm not going to say it doesn't matter. I am not the judge. I am not, part of the Florida government or Broward County, but ma'am was ma'am, no, I think they're going to give her what they give her. How many women have been convicted of murder in Florida and who are sitting for life? What makes her any different? It's depraved. They said she had a depraved mind, what she did to her. And furthermore, not only did she kill her, but they said she possibly took a shower. She said she cleaned up. She cleaned up, put on this woman's clothes. You came with a Shake Shack bag and you left with a suitcase, a Fendi shopping bag full of what we have no idea. They didn't give her any kind of burglary charge or anything like that. But you left with a Fendi shopping bag full of stuff. Maybe that was her clothes. Maybe that was her jacket. What was in the suitcase? Because it seemed like both of y'all liked designer. And you threw evidence away. You knew you just killed someone. You threw shit away. You took stuff out of her apartment and you went about your business with no regard for this woman or the fact that whether she was alive or could have been saved, anything. You didn't call for an ambulance. You did nothing. So they're just prolonging it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel like in some places it is giving a little bit of moment for the reality to set in because they don't want you going back to the jail and acting a fool. But just like in Fulton County, that man was found guilty. They're like, you're not going back to Rice Street, sir. You're going up the road immediately. And that was it. That was all. But Donna Adelson, she sat there for a month to, mentally prepare for what you're going to get. So anyway, I'm not going to hold y'all. When I hear back from my lady over at the courthouse, I will let you guys know what the sentencing date will be. As I see anything else update from the local news, I'll keep y'all abreast. If you guys want to further deep dive into some of the docket, we can. I wish I could find that one docket. Let me pull that one that I was trying to tell you guys about, but I guess I must have closed it out last night before I went because I updated my computer last night. Let's see. Just a second. Let me pull this last one. I think that's what I was looking for before I. Let me see. Is this it? Let's see. Okay, hold on. I was like, did that lady try to ask me my government on a live stream? Okay, where is my... Okay. Now let me see if I can find the witness list. Anyway, so this is, how they do the cell bright extraction? So I think they used Axiom, some sort of a different extraction software. But so I think this is when the extraction was, because she was already in jail by May of 2024. But that might have been when that extraction was done for this information. But so Exhibit B, they sent over for discovery 911 calls. They had statements. I don't know who these people are. Jemiah Anthony, Janisa Tate, Rivaldo Robinson. I wonder if he's that guy might have been the guy who testified. As far as the baby daddy's name, I don't see him on here, but these are the body worn cameras. These might be the police officers that arrived to the scene. So all of the body worn cameras. They also had video from building number 7, unit 209 ring camera. They had different images from accent capture, photos. They had a lot of stuff. They had a zip file with the suspect getting on flight G11, suspect at G11, suspect at TSA entry. Sis, they clocked you. They clocked you hard. They had you at the TSA. They had sus dropped off. Sus exit gate G6, tier 4. Sus gets Uber. Vehicle pulling away. Like, they clocked her. Ma'am. Okay. All of these pictures. I was looking at another one, and I think that was the Instagram Meta Plaza Hotel. So now we know she might have stayed at a hotel. Maybe that's where she changed her clothes. So maybe she checked into a hotel. Plaza Hotel guest check-in information. Sis got clocked. Property receipt for Walter Robinson's phones. I don't know. Maybe that was a friend of the decedent. It's just funny to me, which I don't want to say. I'm going to we'll dig a little bit more to see what we can find out. But did Terry property receipt for Kayla Hodgson's phone? Okay, so they probably took her phone from the crime scene. This might be the guy that found her. There was a guy that testified, and that might be him. So he found her. So they also he consented, consent form DNA Revolto Robinson. That might be the guy that found her, just to rule him out, type of thing. Girl, that TSN, don't go fly somewhere to commit a felony. That's stupid. Okay. Don't fly anywhere to commit a felony, because they can clock everything. Okay. Sus dropped off. Okay, guys, I'm gonna let y'all go. You know, we could scroll through this stuff for hours. When we meet again, we can do some more if you guys are into it. Make sure to thumbs up this live when you watch it. I don't want this to go way too long. This was for a quick update, and we're already an hour in. So let's just we will meet again. I'm sure there's going to be some more updates. I will have an update whenever the judicial assistant calls me back. But the main news that you can use at this moment is Miss Ma'am was adjudicated guilty by a jury. Ma'am is going to be going up the road. They are working on the sentencing date. Ma'am's been found guilty. Okay. Make sure to like this live. I will see you guys later. And if you're just now coming in, scroll back, hit the thumbs up, share me out. I appreciate y'all supporting this channel, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.